This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.
It's a new year
and a new season.
24/7, just a page.
It's a family.
a passionate group of positive Buffalo football fans
To embrace the character and fight of this team
We strive to embody this passion.
and present a fan-first perspective.
without all the fluff.
Enter
the K-Gun Report.
Season 2.
The first season was exciting for 24/7 Buff fandemonium.
Talking football, connecting with fans, and having quality conversation.
This season, we're stepping it up, and we want you all to come be a part of the conversation.
On March 9th, 2021,
The K-Gun Report
Is back.
let's go, Buffalo!
This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 24/7 Buff Pandemonium presents the Gun Report. I'm Jared. Tonight, joining me, we have Swank.
Yep.
And Scott.
Hey-o.
Hey, guys, season 2, episode 4. I think we're on today, aren't we? We made it 4 episodes. Well, congratulations, we're there. Just want to throw out a reminder to everybody. We have 24/7 Buff Pandemonium stickers. Personal message us your address. We'll send them out for free. We also have shirts. As you can see, Scott's wearing his today. Again, personal message us if you want any. We'll get your size and we'll get them out to you as soon as possible. And today's a giveaway.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, you got it up? I got it up too.
We got it up and a picture. There you go.
Hell yeah.
Well, nice. Well, that's a 2010 Topps Unrivaled Certified Autograph Patch Relic card. That's a lot. CJ Spiller rookie card. So that's up for grabs. How do you win that possibly, Swank?
All you got to do is make a little comment while we're doing this live stream, and it has to be during the live stream. We put them all on the wheel of Fandemonium Destiny, and we give a spin, and we'll announce the winner tomorrow. Also, if you have won, I see Christian's in here. If you won a T-shirt or a card or an 8x10, any of these giveaways, post it up and give us a tag so we can see it, and it's a lot of fun. People have been having a lot of fun with this. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're watching, even if you're just stepping in to look to see what's going on, say hi and you're in.
Yeah.
You're in the comments.
That's it.
So.
Cheat, man. Just cheat. It's not even cheating.
I said hi. I haven't won anything yet.
I designed that shirt for you.
The shipping cost is too much.
Yeah, right.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen. So, unless we've had a good couple weeks here as Bills fans watching McDermott and Bean do their magic, mainly Bean do their magic and bringing people in for one year contracts and this and that. And this week was a little slower than previous weeks, but there's still a lot of moves. So I'm going to start with we signed. This is in order too. It's been a week since we've talked about this, so in order. Signed 6'6", 260-pound defensive end. Scott, how do you say his name?
The defensive end, F.A. Obata.
There you go, Abada. He's 29 years old. 2020, last year was his best season. He had one forced fumble, two fumble recoveries. The thing that I like to see, he started one game. He played in about 14, but he started one game. He ended up with 5.5 sacks, 15 hurries. 15 QB hits, sorry. So that's a pretty good stat, and he's jacked. So he'll be coming to the Bills, joining his countryman over there, Christian Wade, right?
Yeah, his buddy from across the pond.
Yeah. Scott, you want to, expand a little bit more about what you know about FA?
All I know is he's been in the league 3 to 4 years, and he's improving every year. And the stat that I'm a fan of is he wasn't a starting defensive end, and he came in and he got 5.5 sacks, which obviously we all know as Bills fans. Jerry Hughes and Addison each had 5.5 and 4.5. So he's putting up the numbers better than they are, and if you ask me. And like I said, he's not a starter, and he's coming to a Bills defense that's better. The Carolina defense wasn't all that great. So he's big. I think he's 6'6", 265 pounds. Very lean, very strong and fast, and he's doing all this all whilst he's learning the game still. So I'm excited for him. I think defensive end, edge rusher was something we were going to address anyways in the draft possibly, and getting this lengthy monster there I think is a benefit. And people are angry or upset because it's another Carolina Panther, but he wasn't part of that McDermott Bean scheme back in the day. So I think it's a good pickup for 1 year.
Yeah, Bean and McDermott were out before he was even on the team. So, yeah, man, I think he's great. He has as many sacks as the Bills did, right? Last season. He would have been leading the team in sacks if he would have been picked up last year. So, I'm stoked on it, man. I think it's a good depth player that could possibly start. So,
it's a couldn't hurt pickup.
Yeah,
you're either adding depth to the defensive end depth chart, or he's someone that impresses you in the offseason and in the preseason, and he ends up playing a starting role. So I think it's a great pickup.
Yeah, the best thing about I just want to interject here. The best thing
You wanna
about
interact?
I want to interact with people. Speaking of, if you're watching, leave a comment. You'll be in the running for.
Oh yeah, we got Shane Becker, we got Maureen
There you go.
Mumford, we got Chris Christian, we got Jason Dingman, we got some people hanging out. So
Yeah,
thanks
and
for
just
coming
don't
tonight.
say hi. Like, ask us questions, what you want to hear, what your opinions on
Don't
whatever
tell 'em what
player
to
we're
do,
talking
man.
about.
Don't
Yeah,
tell 'em what
just
to
do
do.
it. Just do it.
If we don't know the answer, we'll make it up and sound like we do.
Yeah, and I just want to interject here. We watch Bean bring in players, right? That sometimes we don't know a lot of, or they might be trouble in other organizations. But each player adapts to coaching and their leadership differently, and depending on who that is, can outright determine the outcome of an individual. So you got FA coming in. We think he had a good season last year. Who knows what good coaching can do for this guy? And that's got to keep in mind. Trust the process. You got to hope that the Bills coaching staff knows what they're doing and they help these young men establish their career, and you hope for the best. So you never know what the outcome is going to be. So that's why we always like to be positive, because we hope for the best, obviously. Yeah, so we got a big guy there. Next, reconstruction of Trey White. I feel like this happened a while ago, but it wasn't. It was within the last week. Being created $7.568 million in salary cap space. I think they gave White more signing bonus money.
They converted his salary into signing bonus.
Yeah, so
So
that's
it wouldn't
good.
count
So
against the cap.
right, so that opened up $4 million under the cap, which allows McBean to do more of his magic stuff. Anybody want to say anything about that, Swank?
I mean, it just goes to the culture of the team, big name players that have been here since the beginning of the McBean era that want to help this team and see that the coach and the GM are doing exactly what they promised, So you got Tre'Davious White, who when he got his for like 2 hours, he had the richest contract for a CB in the league, right?
Right.
Didn't last long.
When he got that, the first thing he said was how grateful he was for McDermott to give him his shot in Buffalo and to take a chance on him, and that every time he passes him, he thanks him because he took a shot on him and it means a lot to him. So in essence, I mean, this team means a lot to him, right? It feels like everybody on this team right now wouldn't want to play anywhere else, and why not? It's
Especially with all the quotes we see coming out. You're exactly
Yeah.
right. We hit on the quotes last week, but nobody wants to leave.
No, and that's great.
Yeah,
Until
it's
they
fantastic.
age out. If you're 67, you're out of here. That's it.
It's one of those things. He reconstructed his contract, saved a lot more money for the Buffalo Bills. And for you out there that are worried about the cap space, right now the Bills are looking pretty good with 66 people on their roster currently.
Yep.
There's a lot of teams that are still right at 53 that are over cap that still have to figure out some things. So we have 66. We're going to bring in 7 for the draft, which is going to put us at 73, and then our unrestricted, unsigned rookie free agents will come in too. So. We've got plenty enough money to bring all them in. Keep in mind, when we make those cuts, we also earn that money back. So Bean knows what he's doing with the money, and we're sitting pretty. We've got a lot of people already on our active roster.
Oh yeah, we got a couple questions and comments coming in. I don't want to get us too off track here, but Marie, we'll get in about the stadium name here in a little bit. Chris Christian wanted to know our thoughts on the 17-game season. Want to hit that really fast?
Yeah, I'll touch on it really quick. So today they voted on having 17 games during the regular season and knocking back one preseason game. Ultimately, that preseason game, when it was the 4, was the guys last minute, the 2 or 3 people trying to make a final roster spot. It was a boring game to watch, but that's what it was there for. So it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches now are going to try to figure out who and when playing time's heading out. And it's just going to be a huge different and dynamic, which is going to be fun to watch. But back in the day, they played 14 games, and then they switched to 16, and it's just 17. It's going to be different to watch and see how the season goes. But ultimately, by next year, by probably mid-season, we'll be all right with it anyway. The fact that we're playing an NFC team, I think is awesome. It just makes the interleague that much. It's like baseball when they introduced National League playing American League. It's fun when you
What's baseball?
the season, like the interleague. You're talking baseball here?
It's baseball.
Yeah.
When baseball started playing more American League versus National League, they did that maybe a decade ago. But no, to see the AFC, these are teams that you play only every 4 years, and now you're going to play them more often than that. And I think it's pretty neat. I'm excited for it. It's going to change the whole stats and the whole record books. But
Well, the 16 game season stats are in the books. There's no way any of those will ever be changed anymore. No one can ever break a record as far as the 16 game thing goes. My OCD doesn't like it. I like even numbers. I don't mind the 3 preseason games, but I don't like 17 regular season games. It's just the final records are all going to. No one's going to be 500 anymore.
Yeah.
They're
actually
either
like
going to be
that.
below 500 or above 500. But my OCD doesn't like it. And here's the thing, and I like to talk money. Going from 16 games to 17 games is about an 8% increase in games. So these games matter. So with the cap dropping $15 million this past year, not only does it have to go up, but I feel that it has to go up 8% on every $100 million of cap spaces. So if you're going to play 8% more games, these players are going to want 8% more pay.
Hey, man, I'm going beyond that. I'm thinking you expand the rosters. I'm thinking, they're going to – I don't know how far they went into this to where are they just throwing another week on and that's it? Or are they introducing the double bye week like they were talking about? Like there was a lot of, little details that were kind of left out of this news release. It was just that we're playing 17, we're doing 3 preseason games. Coaches and GMs do not like less preseason games. And not for nothing, the fans have been clamoring for less preseason forever. I like preseason. You get to see people play that you wouldn't normally get to play or see play. You also might get to see that little diamond. And Buffalo fans love that diamond. Dude, every year there's that guy on the practice squad that people want to root for, want to burst out in preseason and squeak onto the roster. You got Christian Wade, you got Duke Williams. There's like a million of them, right? So for me, I don't mind it, and I don't care about having to sit through another preseason game as much as I care about McDermott getting the evaluation he wants to get out of his guys. So that being said, I know there's a couple big name players. Kamara came out and was kind of bitching about the 17 games. Right. I think you definitely got to, especially with this new TV deal, cap's got to go skyrocketing.
Yep.
That's exactly what I was going to say,
up.
Swank.
Yep.
In order for the 17 games to go through, they had to have another deal for TV, and that they got that. So, and I think that's a lot of money right there too.
Yep.
Christian wants to know, how did they determine that extra game? Scott, do you know it off the top of your head? I kind of know what it is, but
yeah, it's basically whatever division, NFC division the AFC's playing that year. They're obviously not going to play a team in that division. It's whoever finishes the same record in an NFC division as you did. So say Bills finished
from 2 seasons back.
Two seasons back, yes. So if the Bills finished third place 2 seasons back, Washington finished third place 2 seasons back in the AFC and the NFC East.
I think they play last year's same finish, but they play the team that they played 2 seasons back. No, they play the division they played 2 seasons back. So the NFC East we played 2 seasons ago. Right? So you play that NFC East division, but then you play the same seed as you this past year.
So I get it. So 2 years ago, say we finished third.
Yeah.
We played the NFC East.
Yes.
The Washington Redskins finished third. Thus, this year we play the Washington Redskins for our 17th game.
Right.
Okay. That makes sense, I guess, because I was wondering how, if you were going to have some kind of structure and algorithm to figure out who it was going to be, other than just randomizing it, I was wondering how you were going to keep it all straight. But that actually seems like a really super logical way to do it, even though it's slightly confusing.
So they're pulling 2 seasons. They're pulling the 2020 season final finish and the 2019 division that you played. Yes.
Okay.
Gotcha. So
sweet.
There you go. Also, I just want to add, Jason Dingman wants to know, he thinks he should bring back the number 2 seed, give them a bye in the playoffs. I kind of like that, but I don't know. That's a hard one. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me. You know what I liked about not having that this year? I didn't have to skip a week without watching
Football.
the Bills.
Yeah.
We would have had to do that. And it seemed to help out every team that had a bye pretty much this year, right? Except for two. But I don't know. I think it's okay the way it is. I'd rather see them playing constantly. And I think, obviously, McDermott feels the same way, judging on how much he had his team playing, like, basically in garbage time. That last game of the season, the starters played a lot longer than everybody was comfortable with.
Right.
And I think that was just to keep it going. And I think, actually, the three of us talked about it before the playoffs, where we were saying, don't tell them how long they're playing. Treat it like they're playing the whole game. Pull them randomly, and just let them prepare like they're going to go the full game. And I think that, man, if they didn't do it, it looked like that's exactly what they were doing. Because they didn't give a shit what anybody outside said at all. They were playing Josh as long as they wanted to play him. They were playing Diggs as long, it was good. So the only thing I can say more about the 17-game thing is, how pissed are you going to be if your team is riding on that last game, where they would have got in if there wasn't a 17th game, and then that's going to determine whether you get a wild card or not.
Right. That'll all play a factor, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I must add, with that 17th game, too, they're looking to add a lot of international games. So that's always good for around the world. I was always against that because, Bills fans are here. If it's going to be a home game, especially if it's considered a home game, I want it home. And Scott, that's a good call. I know Swank likes that beer.
That bomb. Yeah, we had a couple of them last week.
Speaking of beer,
you got
your
Buffalo
ad
Bills.
could be here.
Your ad could be here. All right.
Yo,
And
if you make beer in your basement and you want to advertise on the Gun Report, we're here.
We're here for you. But yeah, they want to add an international game, which is, like I said, I didn't like it at first, but I think it's good, especially because they're incorporating more international individuals to play ball. So
I still don't like it. I just don't think it's worth it, because you're never. I mean, they talked about moving Jacksonville to London, right, forever, because that franchise was a tire fire. But like,
that was the only games they ever won.
Yeah, right. But what's the reality of that? Like, so you're gonna have one team based in Europe that's like got to travel like half the season, and then one, like, you have single teams that have to go, 8 teams have to come across the pond to I don't know, man. It just seems weird, seems weak. I could see, like, if they did like the NBA did, like a Toronto thing. We all know how that worked out for the Toronto series that Ralph did, you know. Maybe Mexico City or something. I don't know. But I think it would be way more beneficial if you're going to expand within the Continental. I don't know. I think there's cities that could support it.
Yeah.
Hell, Florida's got 3 teams. California's got 3 teams, right? 4 teams? 3 teams. Las Vegas. No. Oakland moved out, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Let's move on. You want to talk about the stadium?
Yeah, again, if you're watching, leave a comment and you'll be in the drawing for this CJ Spiller.
Hell yeah.
I am. All right. Yes. You guys want to talk about let's move on. Let's not talk about stadium just yet. Let's continue on the past week stuff. We'll make this quick.
Sorry.
Actually, this one we might hang out on. The next one I have a 5'10" running back, 190 pounds, 4.9 yards a carry in his career. His 40-yard dash time is 4.38. Matt Breida.
Breida-Filder?
Scott kind of called that earlier this year.
Not just kind of called it. Absolutely called it. Cited it. You can go. The receipt is in a previous episode of the Gun Report. Dude pulled this out of thin air. And, man, that's what you get with 24/7 BF and the Gun Report. We know our shit.
A little bit of knowledge.
Scotty got it.
So basically what I said is I didn't see the Bills addressing free agency running backs because I really didn't see anybody that can make the backfield better unless it was a speed guy. And I said the only speed guy I saw at free agency that we could pick up would be Matt Breida. And 3 weeks later, bada bing, bada boom.
Bada Breida.
Watch his 49er films, guys. Bada Brita. His 49er film is amazing. He shared the backfield with Tevin Coleman, and he still got a whole bunch of yards. And nothing against Moss and Singletary. We've said it all along, all the time. They're good running backs as far as getting that 4.2 yards, but they can't get past that second layer, those linebackers and the safeties. And Matt Breida has that breakaway speed, that big play, 15-plus yard ability that I think we're all craving. I honestly thought we would go draft for a speedy running back. We still could, but this definitely is a great move on being a McDermott, mostly being obviously, but we've got our speed running back, and speed running back, and I'm excited. This is my favorite pick. The Emmanuel Sanders was awesome. I like the Jacob Hollister, but this particular pick is the one I'm most excited about this year.
Wow.
Yeah, you forget quickly how we got Emmanuel Sanders. Look at these big names that we're bringing in the last 3 weeks, and Breida is just another addition to that. Swank, what do you think about this young guy?
Yeah,
he still averaged 4.3 yards in Miami, and they misused him. So watch his Niner film. Go ahead, Swank. Sorry to interrupt.
You're 100% right, man. He's a home run hitter. He's shifty enough to get to the second level, and when he gets there, he's gone. Yeah. So that's exactly what they were missing. They needed the speed guy. Moss is the bruiser. Singletary's he's like, younger Shady. He can get your cuts and your little stuff and whatever, and sometimes he can break one. But even if he gets out into open field, man, he's just not that fast. He's not 4.3 Matt Breida fast.
I was going to tell the fans, you saw McCoy break away and run, and he looked fast. Mm-hmm. He's not Breida fast.
No.
This is a whole different kind of speed.
Yeah. And he's also going to give competition to McKenzie and anybody else going for the punt return job and kickoff return jobs. The Dolphins, for as much as we supported the Dolphins because they were building similar to the Buffalo Bills, like in the same kind of manner, they really screwed the pooch last year, I feel like. And this is one of the things that kind of got shade cast on it because of the way they handled Tua and Fitzy. But yeah, man, they really just did not utilize him at all. So I hope that he's hungry and he comes here and he breaks out, and yeah, he's exactly what they need for sure. Does he dress is the question, because it's going to be either him or Motor that's going to dress. Yeah.
Right, because Tywan Jones is going to dress for the special teams, and they only bring in 3 running backs for the game. So who dresses? I think you might be right with the whole Singletary thing. Might be the release guy.
Yeah, you said that 3 weeks ago, Swank.
I want to match Scott for knowledge.
Put one on the checklist. Don't let me keep track of that. We know how well that goes.
Well, people are questioning my football knowledge because I had us getting Kyle picks in my mock draft, but watch how right I might be, guys.
This is my brother, so I've had to live with him trying to be right all the time. So
yeah, hi, I'm his brother. That made me think of something really fast. It might be fun for a future show, but just ranking all of the Bills off-season moves this year from you know what I mean, top 10 or top 5 or whatever, and just see what we each think is most important. And you guys at home can play along.
Tell them what they want.
A sticker.
Well, that's good. All right, Matt Breida, awesome pickup. Then we signed 5'8", 188-pound Brandon Powell, kick returner, wide receiver. He's young, 26 years old. I think, and they're bringing him in more to compete for that kick return, punt return. Yeah. He doesn't have many receptions. I think he's got 3 years in the league. He's utilized. He doesn't have any kick returns or punt returns, but he's got speed too. That's going to be a great competition. Iron sharpens iron, right? So bringing a guy that's going to push people more. All about the Bills. I jumped on there yesterday, and they were talking about McKenzie. And one of the big things I have a question is, now that McKenzie, I think, is going to be more of the special teams guy, is he going to pull the Andre Roberts or be like Andre Roberts, where that's where he focuses on his special teams, and then they use the other guys for the wide receiving lineup?
I think McKenzie's a great backup for Beasley. So I think it's smart to keep him because he's got that versatility. We saw what he did when he came in for Beasley last year. So He's got that. He had that role last year without the punt return, kick return. I think he just has the added duties this year, and I think he'll succeed in both.
Yeah, I think it would be smart. It would be smart to assign him to special teams in the respect to have him like still super active and dedicated to a role. I still think he's coming in for a lot of that gadget stuff, and to back up Bees. I still question how reliable he is back there. I know things can change, and I don't know how comfortable I am in having him field punts 100% of the time. I heard something on WGR today about how if that three-way like competition between McKenzie and Powell and Breida, if that's what it is, if none of them really like blow anybody away, they might just have Micah Hyde back there and have him catch fair catches and
just catch the ball.
Yeah, because they said the biggest thing about it, because we all took Andre Roberts for granted, right? Except for this guy, because this guy loved Andre Roberts, but we took him for granted because he was a sure thing, you know. Like he had one bad game, maybe the whole time he was in Buffalo. The most important thing right now, and I think it came to be, it came to be more this last season. Everybody saw it. The most important thing in special teams right now, on the receiving side of the ball, is keeping the ball and getting it into 17's hands. That's what they were saying on GR today. I 100% agree. I don't care if it's on the 2-yard line. I don't care if it's on the 40. All of that matters, and I want a solid return man to get us those extra yards if they're there. But it is way more important to get Josh Allen the football.
Yeah, hang on to that ball.
Yep.
Yeah, because I think McKenzie in the past has had
the flag in Denver, so I hear you.
fumbles. Yeah, you're spot on. All right, then last that I knew, today we signed a offensive tackle from Cincinnati Bengals. He started majority of the season. Bobby Hart. Now, I don't know much about who ran behind him and all that stuff, but he, like I said, he did start. He has experience, and he started. So that's a good competition to bring in.
Yeah, he's got a crazy amount of starts, right, Scott? You were saying?
I think 45 starts in 3 years.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I think is a stat I saw. So they've got themselves a starting tackle.
Experienced,
as a depth tackle position. So
yeah, great for competition in that room, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right. Well, that's past week's news. This week's topics we already touched a little bit. Wow, that was good. I like it. We already touched a little bit on the 17 game. Let's dab a little bit into. I can't believe I just did that.
And you had did you have a fly on your shoulder, dude?
Bill Stadium is no longer. What's the new name, Scott?
Highmark Stadium.
Oh, I just heard Scott.
You're breaking up too.
You're breaking up, buddy.
I go. What's the name of it? High medium.
Highmark. Yeah.
Mark.
Oh,
Mark.
oh, there he is. Okay.
All right,
Highmark Stadium, Blue Cross Blue Shield, huh? Home of the Buffalo Bills.
Nice. So a lot of people have their opinions about this stadium name. I, for one, didn't like it at first. You know, health insurance buying a stadium is just crazy. But at the end of the day, for most Bills fans, it's still going to be either called Rich Stadium or the Ralph Wilson Stadium. So the name on it really doesn't matter. It's a business decision. It gives the Buffalo Bills organization money. So what's everyone's opinion? You just heard mine. Swank, what's yours?
Nah, I don't care. You know, like really, it's going to be called what you grew up with knowing what it was, right? Like to you, you're going to call it the Ralph. You're going to call it Rich Stadium. You're going to call it whatever, you know. Maybe some people want to call it New Era or whatever. The Cap that didn't ever, you know, catch on. I don't know what the nickname would be for Highmark. I think
set the bar,
as far
set the high
as,
mark.
Yeah, right. As far as like names go, it's better than what was the urinal or the
Tushy?
Yeah,
Tushy
the bidet company. Like, you know, it's better than that. Yeah, it's fine. If it provides the Pagulas with enough money to not think about ever moving this team out of here, then that's all I care about. So good for them.
Let's remember the Pagulas made it so this team stayed in Buffalo. So you can hate them all that you want for bringing in Highmark. but they're in Buffalo still.
Scott and I were
Um,
talking about this right before, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off, but nobody should give one shit what these guys do because they saved the team. It's staying in Buffalo. They leave McDermott and Bean alone. They let them do their thing. That is the only thing that matters. And if there's any problems that you guys have with anything that they're doing, and I get it, whatever, think about where you were a couple years ago when you didn't know if Donald Trump was going to buy the team, or Bon Jovi, or if it was going to Los Angeles or Toronto or whatever. They kept the team here. They've done really well by the fan base, and they didn't have to. So I think they're billionaires. They really don't care about how well you're sleeping at night, but they're doing right by Bills fans. Who cares? Just let it be, dude.
Now, if they named it Tom Brady Stadium, then you could be pissed
Then
off.
maybe
but
you
they
could be
didn't.
pissed off. Yeah,
They didn't.
yeah.
It's just the name of a stadium, guys. I know we get attached, Bills fans get attached to everything Buffalo Bills, but the Bills are still in Buffalo. They didn't change the name of the team. The team still has the Buffalo Bills, so just be happy. We have a spot. Be happy we have a sponsor for 10 years. And we don't have to worry about it anymore. We're not going to get something like Duff's or Bud Light or Blue Light or, Barstool, some fancy names that everybody wanted. We're not going to get that. We're going to go to the highest bidder, and that's just the way it is.
Yo, Alberto. My man Alberto, dude.
No.
He just...
Maybe. Gotta work on it.
He just had got to work on that dab.
Thanks, Alberto. I'll be trying.
That's a comment of the season so far.
Yeah, Scott, you nailed it right on the head. Swank, you as well. Who cares? I mean, it's a business move that none of us have to worry about. And to be perfectly honest with you, you're going to call it whatever stadium that you're going to call it anyway, even if it has a different name on it. So,
somebody needs to buy a bar around there, and just name it the Ralph. You'll seriously, you'll make so much money. Do wings well and serve good beer, and show the game.
And have maybe a couple buckets outside just in case you decide to, Ralph.
Just a hose.
All right, perfect. Just a hose, you're right. Guys, let's play a game. And I want everybody watching to throw out their numbers too here. The game is going to be called Let's Play GM.
Is roasting you, dude. It's a nice try.
Nice try.
I'm trying, Alberto. What do we pay Josh Allen, and what's his contract look like? Scott.
It's a nice number. There's going to be a lot of guaranteed, but you could start throwing the numbers around like crazy. I think it will be Dak Prescott that contract alone made quarterback money stupid. Mm-hmm. Mahomes got it because he won a Super Bowl. Okay, and Dak Prescott's going to make that money for how many playoff wins does he have? So now the standard is up. Granted, Josh Allen is one of the most grateful athletes you'll ever come across as far as teams taking chances on him and drafting him when they did. I hate to say it till I'm blue in the face about homer deals and all that stuff, but I think what we could pay Josh Allen and what he'll take, I think you'll see a little bit of a homer deal. But with the extra game added now with 17, and with cap space, I think I believe next year it's going to go up like 20 million. I think we'll be over 20 or $200 million easy. 40 mil a year.
For how many?
He may do a 5-year, $200 million contract with some guaranteed money and all that.
Oh, I see him signing for longer. I think they're gonna lock him in.
You think so?
I think, yeah. I mean, I don't want to sound like a homer, and this is not my area of expertise. And all of us that do content creation for the Bills out of love, we go with our guts and what the research has shown. Scott and Jared are both very well versed in a lot of this stuff, contract wise and draft wise and all that. For me, I see it going 10 years, and I think it's more about locking in like a legend and keeping a good solid piece in Buffalo for a long time. and it might create problems in 3 or 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, who knows. But I also think Josh Allen is the kind of quarterback and the kind of player that is going to cut these kind of deals that Tre'Davious did, that Deion did. You know, we didn't touch on this part of all that, but, you know, Deion's a captain, and he restructured. You know what I mean? Like, that's huge. And Tre'Davious is, you know, the leader of that secondary room, one of the big faces of that defense, and he was willing to do it. That says a lot. So, yeah, I mean, I can see it. I don't think it's going to be blockbuster, you know, Mahomes kind of like crazy number, but I think it's going to be damn close, you know. It might end up being more because it's longer, you know, but knowing Bean and company, man, they're gonna put little trap doors in it. They're gonna put fail safes, and you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna maybe they do like 7 years, and then put an option in there to extend or whatever. You know, they can do a lot of stuff. So, but I think he's gonna get paid. I think he proved it. You know, if he comes out, I think his agent would be stupid to agree to something this year before the season starts. If he does it again, like, pay the man everything.
Everything
You're going to do it anyway, but pay him, you know.
Well, that's the thing. Josh Allen won't allow 90% of their budget to be spent on him either. He's smart. He's a smart guy. He's not going to take all that money knowing that somewhere down the road that he won't even have good players to play with him. So that's he's smart. So, I mean, Chris Christian is right with me. He's got $245 million over 6 years. That's $41 million a year.
Hell yeah.
I said 40. I think that's about accurate.
Yeah.
So 10 years would be $400 million.
I'll tell you what, man. I wouldn't be mad at anything I heard. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If they agree, if they both sides agree on it, then both sides are happy. That's all I care about. I mean, I don't care. And I think you're gonna see, you know, so you say like, so what's Stephon Diggs do? You know what I mean? I
have
don't
an
know.
answer.
Stephon Diggs does what he thinks he needs. He already, after this contract he's got right now, he's made his money. So does he dip again? Because he's worth it right now, 100%. Mm-hmm. If you got one of the top 5 quarterbacks and the best wide receiver in the league paired up, you know, that's a Jerry Rice, Steve Young, Joe Montana scenario. You pay them guys and you let them do their thing, you know, and you hope that you can draft as well as you've been drafting and get these rookie deals to just rotate through because, you know,
You're going to have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys, before I say what I think he's going to get, let me just give a shout out to Eder. Eder finally made it back. Apparently he's recovering from COVID. Hopefully he'll heal nice and quick.
Yeah, bro. Sorry about it, man.
Welcome back, man. And then, hey, Mike, good to see you. Welcome to the show.
What's up, Mike?
Guys, what about this? I know I've already mentioned this professional sport earlier today, Major League Baseball. I think it's either April 2nd.
What's baseball?
No. Sorry, March 2nd. Do you guys know what March 1st, actually, if it's 1st or 2nd? You know what day that is in professional sports history?
No.
It's the first day of March.
Yeah, it's called Bobby Bonilla Day.
Oh,
Do you know
Still
why?
makes money.
He still makes money.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to know how you pay Josh Allen a lot of money? You work out a contract like that and you pay him over 20 years.
Jesus, you're not saying
I want him to play for 20 years.
Bean, listen. Give Josh Allen a Bobby Bonilla contract where he gets paid for the next 30 years, $10 million a year.
The next shirt that we make is going to
That
be
being
your
said-
face, and it's going to say Homer underneath it in
'cause then you
huge
can
white
keep-
letters.
Then you can keep Stephon Diggs and all those players. Maybe we'll see
I
that.
think
You don't see it. I think there's only one player who's ever done it in the NFL, and I might get it wrong, but I want to say it's either Wilbur Marshall or a linebacker from the New York Giants that he constructed his contract where after he retired, he still got paid for like 10 years. Might even be Richard Dent. I think it's one of those old guys, but you never know. That might happen. But before that,
we got
before
Chris
that,
Christian.
I had 6 year for $246 million.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead, Swank.
Sorry. We got Chris Christian weighing in saying, I hate to say it, but Josh is a running quarterback. I wouldn't want to sign him for too long of a contract. That I see you leaning in, and don't be too hard on our boy Chris there, because I think maybe he's on something. Maybe I'm going too far out with the 10 years. Maybe we do more of the 5, right? That's what you're saying, kind of, right? Make sure that his legs are still there and he doesn't have CTE everywhere.
I wasn't going to attack him. I was just going to say, Swank, you might want to pull back your years.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't either way. I don't care. Wheel him out there in a wheelchair, man. He's got more heart than the 20 guys that have replaced Jim Kelly. Like, you know, it's just, you get excited, man. you sit there.
Unfortunately, as a quarterback in the NFL, Chris, wins, touchdown passes, touchdown yards, and just his heart is, regardless if he runs the ball or not, it's going to get him paid.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's, I agree. He's a running quarterback. He does put himself at risk a lot more than a lot of other quarterbacks do, but he is a tough son of a bitch, and he is going to get paid.
But he did run a lot less this year than he did last year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So there's that evolution of the game for him, and that's his learning curve as well, is you never know. There are quarterbacks out there who started their career as running quarterbacks that later on found themselves in the pocket more. So if Josh Allen can get to that, that'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about. But the whole Josh Allen thing kind of got me twisted up in my brain. So now I'm forgetting what I was talking about. But do you think because so it's such a weird time right now as far as contracts go, because now he gets another year with Dable.
Mm-hmm.
So now their whole playbook should be wide open, right? 4th year, same offensive coordinator. This should be the fireworks show. You got the 3 best route runners in football. You got more diversity. You got the same line coming back. It's going to be just a fireworks show, right? There should be no holds barred. And then at the end of this year, which is going to probably be one of Josh's most pivotal contract negotiation years, Dable's going to be gone, right? Like, I know everybody thought guaranteed he's going to be gone after this year, and then for some crazy reason, the Chargers couldn't wait, and he's still here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say if they have a repeat of what they did last year, there's no way he stays. There's no way. There's going to be way too many teams that, with all the quarterback crisis stuff going on right now and the teams that are hanging in the balance, there's no way that he doesn't get out of here and get a head coaching job.
Mm-hmm.
Does that have a placebo fake kind of effect on Josh Allen? Maybe not with his ability, but if Dable leaves and Josh Allen signs a huge contract and then he's got a new offensive coordinator and he has a little bit of a slump,
right?
You know what I mean?
Ken Dorsey's been with Dable for quite a long time. So depending on his, knowledge of the game and his cognitive ability to take in what Dayball's throwing out there, he might be just the perfect piece to fill in.
Unless he goes with Dable and becomes the offensive coordinator wherever he is. You know what I mean? Like,
that's always a possibility.
Because you got to remember, it's the Denver Broncos just traded draft picks to move up to the 3rd spot. In a lot of mock drafts, and even yours, Scott, I think you have 3 quarterbacks going top 3, right? Those top 3 teams that are picking aren't winning teams.
No.
So if they can't pull these rookies together this year, those 3 teams might be dropping the head coach. And that's what Dayball wants. Dayball wants to go into a team that has a young quarterback where he can mold to himself. So you're right. If he does another year like he did last year with his play calling, there's going to be a lot more teams going for him.
Sure, Dayball's going to go somewhere where he can pick his own quarterback in the draft. So we're going to look at a quarterback team that has an older quarterback. I don't see him grabbing someone else's draft pick. I see him going somewhere and drafting his own quarterback.
So Los Angeles Rams.
Yep. Rams, Falcons.
1 year with Spafford, and they're like,
Falcons,
God.
If the Falcons suffer this year, Matt Ryan is at his whim.
Yeah, but they just did that, right? Like, I mean, the guy they have down there, he's only been there for, 2 years or something?
But if they don't win, he's gone.
Yeah, it's that 3
year. That's how fast it moves.
So top 3 teams, Marone's gone, right? or is he still coaching in Jacksonville?
I think he's gone. He's gone.
He went back to Syracuse to coach.
Doug. So Jacksonville got a new coach. They're picking first. Quarterback.
Trevor Lawrence
Doesn't matter. It's
Yep.
like a build it year or whatever. The Jets just got a new head coach. Don't know what they're going to do. They're going to get a quarterback. San Francisco, they're not getting rid of Shanahan, right? Like,
Garoppolo hasn't gone anywhere.
So now where are you getting into where you're going to have a coach, an older coach that's drafting a quarterback that's on the hot seat? It gets a little shady after that, I think.
Has a young quarterback.
Yeah.
Garoppolo's still young.
I'm thinking the Raiders might be a spot where Dable might land. If they don't do something this year, get rid of Carr. You still got Mariota, who just took a huge pay cut to stay there for some reason. Who's a mobile.
Peterman's there too.
Yeah, well.
Josh Cook says Urban Meyer's down in Jacksonville.
Oh yeah.
There you go, Josh. Welcome, Josh.
Yeah, I knew that.
Thanks, Josh.
But yeah. I don't know.
I knew that.
I did. I just was like,
I know.
I was like, where did Marone go? You know, or did they just like demote him back to?
I thought his name was Moron. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
Maroney.
Yeah.
What a coach that we aren't more happier than a coach that has had worse luck than him. God,
guy, I'm so glad that he opted out on that last year of his contract.
Yep.
Out of nowhere.
There you go. Well, all right, guys. Listen, we got a couple minutes left here. If you haven't left a comment, do it. Do it now. Do it good. We're not going to continue that song. There you go, CJ Spiller.
There you go.
Oh, and
Joe, what was the other topic you want to talk about? How we're going to compete with the Chiefs?
Yeah, that'll take us way past our time. I feel
That's
we can touch. Okay, you guys want to chat about that?
Let's do it.
Can I lead the way with this really quick?
Nope.
How do the new pickups lead into how we competing with the Chiefs now? Right? Is that what you want to talk about? After this past Super Bowl, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense kind of showed the blueprint of how to beat Mahomes. Everyone was saying, "Oh, we got blueprint. We got blueprint." There's one thing that people are missing when they say you got a blueprint to play against the Chiefs and be successful. You have to have the talent to be able to do it. Right? You can say, "Oh, we got to do this and that," but if you don't have X, Y, and Z running at 4.4, 4.6 speed and being just dominating at the defensive line, then it's not going to work. So you can have the game plan, you just have the players to do it, and I feel like the Bills are trying to do that, and I think they have. That being said, Swank, how have the Buffalo Bills thus far earned or gotten closer to competing with the Kansas City Chiefs?
Don't take my answer, Swank.
I'll do whatever I want.
And Pandemonium, let us know.
Yeah, I think this was mine, right? Was this mine? Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that it's not as important to end all be all it to the Chiefs, and I kind of changed my mind since I wrote this earlier, so I'm sorry.
No, it's good.
Because I think that I think what people are doing is something that they didn't even do with the Patriots when that was like the dynasty thing and the Bills had to get over that mountain, right? They've like placed the Chiefs on this pedestal and they're good, but they haven't been around a long time. I kind of think that the same thing about Mahomes. Like Mahomes is great, but it was like he went from like everybody was just like, he's going to be great, he's great, and that's it. Like there was nothing else in between. This year was not his best year. I don't care what MVP ranking you want to put that kid in or whatever. He did lose out to Josh Allen, right? And if Aaron Rodgers wouldn't have had the crazy old man year that he did, Josh Allen would have been your MVP. So I'm not 100% sold on all the praise that Patrick Mahomes has gotten. I think he's amazing. I think he's a fantastic quarterback. I think it might have been just like too much too quick because now everybody's just going to wait for that drop off for them. I think it's good that as a fan base and as, you know, the team and stuff is like chasing the Chiefs because that was the last obstacle we had. That seems to be like the last big hump that we need to get over in the AFC. Last year it was the Ravens, right? And even this year, people were talking up the Ravens, and the Ravens didn't have a good game or a good season, really. So I think we've done very well in keeping the pieces that worked well all season long for us. You know, I think the Milano signing is huge. I think without that, you would have struggled a lot. I think having an off season for Edmonds to rest, and Milano to rest, and for people to get healthy, I think Starr coming back is going to be huge. I really think the biggest signings were like keeping our own, but Emmanuel Sanders, man, like that's going to be fun to watch. This draft will be fun to see what kind of pieces they put together, because the big thing is like the middle of the field, right? Defensively, it's how do you keep Mahomes from connecting with Kelsey and Hill? That's it. You know,
Yeah.
and these crazy game plans that Andy Reid likes to draw up. And the Buccaneers were lucky enough to have the Bills to show them how to do some things. The Bills showed exactly what not to do to make them just like score all over you, and that's fine. But yeah, man, I think these pieces so far have been good. I really do think it's going to be a different story when Starr's in there.
I agree.
Oh, sorry.
I agree.
My little boy's going to bed by himself. It's pretty cool.
No. I do that. I just started that last week.
Going to bed by
Swank.
yourself?
All right. Here's the key to the Bills getting over that hump, and I think it's something that Bean and McDermott believe in, and I think it holds true. You bring back the team that made the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
You bring back that team that has that nasty sour taste in their mouth, knowing that there were just a few things we needed to do to win that game. Let's remember, we only had one healthy wide receiver. Beasley and Davis were hurt. Let's remember the key to that defensive line, and I'm going to say this every week as long as we could talk about it. Star Latuilier's chain reaction to that defensive line, back to the linebackers, and back to the coverage is so significant. We will see it this year. You bring back that core that made that AFC Championship game. That is better than scrambling, trying to figure out what pieces you need to fit and put together. We have those pieces. We have those pieces. So it's nice. You took an injury prone, I think, and that ankle is going to bother John Brown. I think it is. It has the whole season. And sometimes you just don't 100% recover from that. You got Emmanuel Sanders, who I think is an upgrade. Jacob Holster, think about what he brings to the table. Other than Knox at tight end, we had no speed guy, no lengthy guy that could stretch the field. We had Lee Smith. Name some other tight ends out there. They're not,
Tyler
Croft, who's, you know what I mean, who has a bum leg all the time. He can't. Now we got someone that's pretty fast, can catch the ball. So this Jacob Holster brings a whole nother dynamic to tight end number 2 if that's what he's going to be.
Yeah.
So that offense, we can score the points. We just couldn't because we didn't have our offense when we played the Chiefs. We didn't have our offense. Our wide receivers were hurt.
There was another aspect of that game that a lot of us forget, but if you watch the game over and over again, Tampa Bay did have a great game against them because the referees were throwing the damn flag on a lot of that contact stuff that Kansas City got away with all season long. And now it's the big Super Bowl game. Tampa Bay exposed those penalties. Kansas City got called a lot, and they never adapted, and that's why they couldn't hold up with Tampa Bay. But I don't want to say that was a key factor in that AFC Championship game, but it plays a huge part.
I'm not afraid to say it, and I know that you might get labeled as a crybaby and whatever, but like there were so many penalties during that game that never got called. I mean at least one player, if not 2 players, who were very pivotal to their defensive scheme that should have got kicked out in the first quarter. And any other team, any other game, any other scenario, there's 100 different scenarios where punches have been thrown and connected and they're gone. You know what I mean?
Questions.
And so I don't think that that's unfair to say. I think we could do a whole podcast live stream on officiating, just like the catch that was the simultaneous catch that was an interception that everybody just glazed over all season long. That is still like the most mind-boggling call to me. Like how the hell that was ever called an interception, I will never ever know, and nobody talks about it. Nobody. It's insane. And then they bitch about the pass interference on the other end of that game, in the Rams game. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, officiating wise, sure. They should pay the refs the same that they pay the players, and they should be incentive based.
All right.
and this is a multi-billion-dollar organization, company. Like, there's so much money being thrown around that you can't just have these doctors that come in on the weekends to have some fun running around. Like, it's got to be serious, man. And I know they picked their game up after the strike and all that stuff. These dudes need to be held accountable. Like, God.
You know what their incentive is? They get graded on each game, and then if they're the highest grade, they get to ref the
Super Bowl,
the Super Bowl and the playoff games.
Yeah.
But like you said, they're doctors and lawyers.
Yeah.
And they're making lots of money.
They're part-time.
Do you think all of them want to go ref a Super Bowl?
No.
Right. So what's the outcome?
They don't even care. They don't care how much money they make. This is like a vacation for a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I don't know if you guys at home know this stuff, but like, yeah, man, this is like people who leave their practices, like their doctor practices, to be like, I'm gonna go ref the Jacksonville game this weekend. You know, like, that's I mean, it's probably not like that, you know, easy going, but that's the truth. It's like they have 9-to-5 jobs and they just have the ability to leave and ref these games because they have a pretty good understanding of the rules. It needs to be way better, way more structured than that.
So, I mean, if I had the opportunity to leave 24/7 Buff Pandemonium and go ref, I definitely would.
I would too.
But I just want to make a quick point. I want to bring it back to bringing back the players that made it to the AFC Championship. I looked at the free agents that are current for Buffalo Bills that have not signed back with the Bills, and there's not one person I would say that we needed back on our team. Here's a list of players that have started for the Chiefs that still have yet to re-sign. Their left tackle, Eric Fisher. Defensive end that started a couple games, Alex Okafor. Cornerback, who shut down Diggs, Rashad Breeland, still hasn't signed. Linebacker that's played a couple starting spots, Damian Wilson. Kelechi Osemele, who's a starting guard. Anthony Sherman, starting fullback. And Le'Veon Bell. So we've got a team that we're bringing back all the main pieces and keeping that core together with that sour taste in their mouth of losing to the Chiefs. And the Chiefs still haven't signed 5, 6, 7 of their key components to their success last year.
And will they? And
Who knows?
How come they haven't been picked up anywhere else? And I'll tell you, like, it's because their price is inflated right now.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Milano, Levi, Isaiah McKenzie, these dudes had a chance to be out in free agency and wanted to come back to Buffalo, which is like the best part of all of it. Also, I think they found out that people didn't want to pay him what they thought. You know, I think Isaiah McKenzie could have got more somewhere else. Levi actually probably could have got more somewhere else too. But not a lot, and not enough to be like, nope, I'm not leaving this team that made it one game away from the Super Bowl. I'll take a little bit of a pay cut and stay here where I'm comfortable and I know I can grow and get better, as opposed to take a chance over here doing X, Y, Z. So you wonder, like, yeah, it's great. Like, you've been to the Super Bowl a couple times, you've done whatever, you have a win. How much is this the Tom Brady effect? You know,
Right.
How much is it these players are worth it, and how much is it we got such a great player, he makes all you guys look good, and now you want huge money and nobody wants to pay it.
Well, that might be the whole thing that we always used to complain about, is how Buffalo is not a big market, right? Nobody wants to come to Buffalo. And that might still carry over with some of these teams that have, you know, our players went out in free agency. It's like, well, they play for Buffalo. Let's offer them this. Oh, they didn't accept it. Oh, well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that might be carryover too.
Well, now people want to come here.
Now they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is exciting.
And the people that are here are saying, listen, you don't want to, this is a great place. You don't want to come here? You're lost. We love it here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we'll beat you.
Whatever. You missed your opportunity. You're missing out on something special. And more and more players are saying that, and it's awesome.
Listen, the biggest prima donna in the league before last year, right? Stephon Diggs. Him and Josh Allen were going to get in a fist fight. He was going to complain. He was going to quit. And then what happened? You know?
Career. He had a career season. Yeah.
Yeah, and he'll have a long career as long as they'll have. You know what I mean? Like, if everybody can keep their nose clean and just do what they need to do, what they've been doing, man, the sky is the limit with this team, man. Like, I don't know. All they're doing is getting better. They haven't done anything to get worse. It's all just getting better.
And it's exciting.
Yeah.
Like I alluded to before, instead of teams that are scrambling to find replacements, you keep bringing back the same group of people.
With the
your
fire in
team
the
is
belly.
gonna get better.
Yeah.
It's gonna get better. I'd rather have that than scrambling. So
Good points.
they're making all the right moves.
Absolutely.
Oh, show.
Guys, awesome season 2, episode 4. I loved it.
Hell yeah, me too.
You guys rocked it. The participation was freaking sweet. Thank you guys for everyone who watched. That was awesome. Scott just showed you the shirt that we have. That's our first shirt, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium black and white. It is pretty sweet. We still have some. We mentioned Stephon Diggs quite a bit tonight with the poll that we put out there. Our next shirt will be the Notorious Diggs shirt. Look for Swank's giving me a look.
That's the face he's making.
Yeah. Look for the pre-order coming out soon. We're looking to hopefully get a charity. So when you purchase these shirts, money will go towards a charity that Stephon Diggs represents. So that's in the future.
If any of you guys know
Fandemonium.
what charity Stephon supports in any way, please hit us up on either the page or in the comments or whatever. And we're gonna try and do, I think, $5 from every shirt. Correct?
From every shirt goes to his charity.
Yep.
So be on the lookouts for that. Again, personal message us your address. We will send out these car stickers to you. They're sweet. And if you left a comment, we're going to do spin the wheel, and we'll let the winner know tomorrow.
Pew, pew, pew.
Scott, closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts. I'm having so much fun. This is awesome. I'm really excited. I'm a big draft guy. April 29th, starting at 7 o'clock. We're going to be hanging out, drinking a couple brewhas, having some good food, and having a long show, 3 to 4 hours. We're going to have the draft together, Fandemonium. Call in. We're going to have a phone involved. Call in who you think the Bills are going to get. If you're not a Bills fan, you're a Niners fan or something, you want to call in with that third pick, tell us who you think they're going to get. Let us know. We're just going to have a whole lot of fun. The event will be posted very shortly, and we'll invite everybody out. I love draft time. It's fun. It's a part of the year that we get to see our Bills get younger and see our future. So tune in. We'll keep you updated. That's exciting stuff. I love the draft.
Yep, it is. And Mike Vogt just threw an 3XL out there. Just pre-orders are going to consist of whatever you guys tell us what you want. We will definitely make sure those are in the order. So 3XL is on the list. Swank, close her out, baby.
I also wanted to say something to Mike because he had a comment in there earlier that said that Swank was 100% right.
Yeah,
and I agree with that. That's awesome. Thank you. I also wanted to say something really quick, just off topic. Did you see the video of the mayor of Buffalo today?
Antoine Diggs?
He was announcing that, the Highmark Stadium thing with Blue Cross Blue Shield. And he was running down a list of players. He's like a Josh Allen or an Antoine Diggs. He messed up Stephon Diggs' name. Oh God! I was just like, how embarrassing is that, dude? Get him out, impeached. You're gone. Yeah, man, this was an awesome show. Personally, it took me a little while to get back in the flow of things, and this one felt good. And thanks for all the participation and helping us out and encouraging us and just being great Bills fans and great 24/7 BF fans, man. You guys are the best. Also, if you'd like to be part of the conversation, you can do so every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Live for the Gun Report. We have giveaways. We have great conversation. We have twins. What other show has twins, bro? Identicals, even.
And the twins.
Yeah, and if you can't catch that, you can get the audio on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Anchor. You can also catch up on shows on YouTube. And don't forget to follow us on all social media at 247BF.
Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, if you guys are watching this till the end with all these closing remarks, I just want to say when you listen to us on the podcast, Justin has to go separately and do all this stuff. So it's a whole nother process for him to get it on there. We sound so much different than we do when we're on live, and it's just a cool sound. I listen to it after the show, and it is neat. So if you haven't had the chance to go on the podcast on the radio or anything like that, do that. It's pretty sweet to listen to.
Yeah,
My voice is
subscribe and-
angelic, so.
My voice is angelic.
Hey.
I'm here.
Yeah, if you have a chance to on all those platforms, you can like and subscribe and do all that stuff and review. So if you get a chance to do that, I'm actually a little behind, so I'll be catching all those up this week. But yeah, you can go back all the way to last season and check it out. We had some cool guests and some cool conversations, so they're a lot of fun.
You see how we've grown?
Yeah, it's fun to like listen to, since we won so many games last year. You know, it's fun to like go back and listen to those episodes, like being like, oh, we just beat the Patriots, and then let's talk about the Patriots getting whooped, and then no, we're going on to this, and it was like, I don't know, it's just cool to like hear the excitement build between us. You know what I mean? Like each week, and then
And then when we lost,
then the Hail Murray, and you're like, oh, we want to talk about this game.
I don't want to do a show.
yeah. All right, perfect. Well, guys, tune in next Tuesday, 8 o'clock, same time, same place, same three fools talking about football. Thanks, everyone, for participating. Scott's got one more thing to say.
That draft party, we're giving away a mini helmet. Andre Reed signed COA, certification of authenticity.
Yo, and
Andre Reed.
I wanted to say something about the draft party. It's going to be the biggest event we've ever done, for sure. The three of us are going to be here at my house. We're going to watch live. It's going to be crazy. We're going to be drinking some beers. We're going to be having some fun. So, yeah, man, I encourage all you guys to get together with whoever you hang with and stream along with us, man. And we'll have a phone line, like Scott said. You know, you can even call through Facebook Messenger. You can call through. We can get those. So, yeah, do it up. I wanna have a rowdy good friend time with all you guys.
Got a friend, some on the night. See you next Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Season 2, Episode 5. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills. Yeah.
This is a dangerous